Esto no me gusta, esto no me gusta. Es que yo sin ti y tú sin mí, dime quién puede ser feliz. Esto no me gusta, esto no me gusta. Sin ti no aguanto más.
What's up, people? It's Sunday, and as the old saying goes, Sundays are for driving. And today I'm going up to Angeles Crest Highway to do a little bit of driving myself, and I'm taking the 2007 Pontiac Solstice GXP. Let's head up. Oh, and welcome to the Sunday Club. We're up on Angeles Crest, and I'm really excited for this one because it's one of my personal favorite cars ever. So let's get to it. So full disclosure, I absolutely love this car. It's one of my favorites ever, one of my dream cars, in fact. What I love about it is that it is basically the everyman Corvette, while the Corvette itself is the everyman sports car. And I just love everything about it, from the styling, the powertrain, the fact that it was so ahead of its time when it just came out, and it's just an absolute joy to drive. Even the imperfections, the little flaws, the ridiculously small trunk space, I think it gives it character. Before we take to the canyon roads, let's just talk a little bit about the car itself. First of all, the GXP, of course, has a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine that out of the factory produced 260 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. What's interesting about this engine and this powertrain is that it's capable of so much more than what the factory originally allowed you to have. In fact, GM offered an upgrade that would bump the power up to 290 horsepower and the torque to a crazy 345. And just to put it into perspective, this is 2007 we're talking about, and 345 pound-feet of torque for a car that weighs just under 3,000 pounds, has a mid-front engine layout, and of course what initially got me interested was those crazy power numbers. But after looking into the history of the car a little bit, I learned that this was actually developed as a concept car in 2004, and in 2006 it went into production. 2007 was the very first year that they introduced the GXP version, the sport version of the Pontiac Solstice. And the Kappa platform, which this car is based on, was developed actually for this car, for developing the concept car that was introduced in 2004, and it's basically a Corvette underneath. So GM were basically too lazy to develop a exclusive platform and chassis for this car, so they just took the architectural elements of the Corvette's chassis and they built this, which kind of explains why it's a little bit heavier than you would expect at just under 3,000 pounds. But let me tell you, handles amazing. Ultimately though, what made me fall in love with this car is the design, the styling. I just freaking love it. Everything about it is just perfect. The purity in the form, the cool little windshield and the windows, how gigantic the wheels are compared to the body, the hood, the trunk, just absolutely everything about it is so cool. This is why, honestly, this car is so unique and so awesome. It has kinks in every aspect of the design. So let's pop the hood. Look, how cool is that? And the turbocharger right over here. And then another cool thing for you, just to complete the visual, let's do this. Where's your trunk? How cool is that? So let's go around and show you the interior. What I love about the interior space of this car is that when you sit in it, it makes you feel like you're in a supercar. All the elements surround you, and this tiny little thing comes down, reminiscent of the C7 Corvette, to, in philosophy, make it look like a more driver-centric interior. The passenger has been given absolutely zero significance in the design of this interior. Check this out. There's a mirror here, but not here. Whoops. About 280 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque to the wheels. And the cool thing is that the way you unleash all that power is by pressing the traction control button twice. And I have to say, it makes a huge difference in the amount of power and the feel of driving the car. You will now be able to reach 60 miles an hour in second gear. GM advertises the 0-60, the stock 0-60 on this car at about 5 seconds, and with the upgrade it comes down to 4.5 to 4.6 seconds. I haven't tried it, and honestly, the thing that I love about this car is not necessarily the numbers, it's the feel of driving it. The way I would say it's distinguished from driving, say, an S2K or a Miata is that it feels a lot more stable because the chassis is so much stronger. It's based on the Corvette chassis. It makes you feel like you are stuck to the road. Just so much bang for the buck. It's incredible. The thing about this car though, when you look around when you're driving it, or as a passenger, and you look around, you really feel a little bit of a lack of quality. It makes you feel like you're in a mid-2000s GM car, and everything just feels just a little bit cheap. But otherwise, let me tell you, this car is absolutely amazing to drive. Crazy. Oh! Oh, here we go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Let's talk a little bit about some other stuff. Obviously handling is amazing. It's as good of handling as you can get for the price, period. There's zero doubt about that whatsoever. As far as the comfort, I personally use it as a daily driver. I don't think that just everybody could. You know, the seats are pretty sporty. The ride is pretty stiff. You do really feel every bump in the road. The steering is pretty precise, and you know, the seating position itself is not the most comfortable. I'm 6'2". I don't really mind the discomfort, but it's understandable why this car would not be the most comfortable daily driver. As far as practicality, again, not a lot of trunk space, only 2 passengers, and with that, again, very little very little room to move the seats back and forth. There's no navigation system. It just, when you turn on the car, it tells you, oh, you're driving a Solstice GXP, which is kind of cool. And fuel economy is advertised at 19 city and 28 highway. I get a mix of about 26 to 28. And again, what I love about the design of the interior is just the fact that everything just embraces you. You sink. You feel like you're in the cabin of a race car. The shoulders are up above your shoulders, in fact. And it's not just the way it looks, it's not just the way it sits, just the lines and everything that you see from the outside or even from the inside. It's when you're driving it, it feels like it's got you. It surrounds you perfectly. It's a joy. Now I'll try to pop the top back on for you so you can see how it is and what it looks like. And another thing I love about the Solstice is just as much fun as it is with the top down, it's that much cooler and more awesome to be inside of it when the top is on. It kind of feels like a Koenigsegg, with the top of the windshield being so low, making you scooch over just to be able to see the traffic lights. Of course, that is all my very biased opinion, but let's refer to somebody who doesn't quite have the same perspective as me. I introduce to you Perry the Persian.
Okay, first of all, what a piece of shit. What the f is this? Are you serious, bro? First of all, it is not even a Mercedes. It is not even a BMW. It is not even an Audi. Seriously, first of all, I am insulted to be driving this car because first of all, it is only fitting for the 2 passengers, and I can't even fit my cousins that I want to take out to Wilshire Boulevard to have some Persian ice cream, and it is just completely useless. Look at this tiny little piece of car. Are you serious, bro? I don't want to drive this car. What if my cousin see? What if my uncle Ahmed sees me in this car? What if Kaveh sees me driving them? I don't want to be seen in this car. It's embarrassing, bro. It is not even a Mercedes. Does it even have any redeeming qualities, bro? They say it is fast, but how fast can it be if it's not a Mercedes? Do you know what I mean? Oh, oh, it is too fast, bro. No, not too fast for me, bro. I don't like this car. Too fast for me, bro. What the heck am I gonna do with that little tiny trunk? And why is there a hump in the middle of the trunk? Are you serious, bro? This car sucks. Are you serious? Why am I even there? You know what? This. I'm done. This. Are you serious? This is an insult to me and my entire family. I'm going to get out. Bye. And that's it for today. And my name is Pouria. I'll see you next week for another episode of The Sunday Club.